Bash in Berlin appeared to be the final chapter for some storylines, and the beginning for many others. So we'll see what's new for Cody Rhodes, Jade Cargill, CM Punk, and more. Starting things off with Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. It was a big shock back in June when Jade and Bianca lost the women's tag team titles fairly quickly. But the big point that WWE stressed several times over the last few months is that Jade and Bianca were never pinned to lose their titles. So they continued to climb back into contention until they finally got another title match at Bash in Berlin. Bianca and Jade defeated the Unholy Union to now become two-time, which is a very big accomplishment for both Jade Cargill and the overall team. For Jade Cargill, it's her second piece of WWE gold, technically within the first few months of her WWE career. Like Jade said herself, she looks at this last March as the official start of her WWE career. So within the first 6 months of her career, she already is two-time champion. That's quite the impressive stat sheet so early on. And for Bianca Belair herself, she already was forming a Hall of Fame career before her tag team with Jade Cargill started. But these two tag team title reigns strengthens her Hall of Fame case even more. So what was the point of them losing the titles just to gain them right back? It looks like that was done just to create some drama and conflict for the tag team. Seeing them walk through everybody is a lot of fun, but a nice piece of conflict always makes a story even more interesting. So it looks like that's what happened here. They lost the titles without being pinned, and it created a reason for you to get behind them even more. So now that they get back on top and already had that conflict, it looks like this could be that long, lengthy tag team title run that everyone expected to see during their first reign. It also seems like they're giving them all these extra moments and accomplishments together, just so that it'll hurt even more when they eventually get split up or betrayed by each other. Jade Cargill started off her WWE career during the 2024 Royal Rumble and teased a showdown with Bianca Belair on the same night. So it just seems like everything will eventually come full circle and lead towards Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair. But if they're going to do that, it'll likely take place at WrestleMania 41, so they still have several months together peacefully. And then, just maybe after that, we can start to see the small cracks in the team that could eventually boil over into something much larger. And during the press conference, Jade Cargill went viral for one of the answers to a question. The question was asking Jade about her transition from AEW to WWE. Jade responded by saying that she's so tired of answering those questions about AEW. She said she's proud to come from there and all the history with that company, but that she's with WWE now and wants to focus on that. And Jade Cargill's response was perfect, and it's what everyone was thinking. That same exact question has been something Jade Cargill has been answering for literally the last complete calendar year. If that individual really wanted that question answered, they probably could have Googled it and found 1,000 different interviews in which Jade Cargill responded to the same exact question. So no one's blaming Jade Cargill for that response at all because it's completely justified. You have an opportunity to ask Jade Cargill a question about anything, and you ask a question that's been answered repeatedly over a year. Just not the best work of journalism there at all. A few seconds of research likely would have showed them that that question they had in mind had already been overused. So hopefully other reporters take note of Jade's response so that she doesn't have to go through that another generic AEW and WWE transition question again. Bash in Berlin appeared to be the final chapter in the story of CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. This match ended with CM Punk picking up the win in the strap match, which was Punk's first WWE singles win in over a decade. The end of the match also featured CM Punk finally getting his family bracelet back as well. The perfect storybook ending. CM Punk took part in a post-show interview and where he also flat out stated that he was done and moving on from Drew McIntyre. When asked about what's next, CM Punk said he was keeping a close eye on Randy Orton versus Gunther and how he was coming for gold, most likely referring to the World Heavyweight Championship. So this direction does make a lot of sense for CM Punk. The main goal of his during the first few months back with WWE was obviously to win the Royal Rumble, headline WrestleMania, and win the World Heavyweight Championship. Every aspect of that plan was derailed by Drew McIntyre, who not only took out CM Punk with an injury, but also took his spot at WrestleMania. So that's why they've been going at it for nearly the entire year of 2024 so far. But with Punk handling business there and saying that everything is finished with Drew, this means that the path is clear for him to return to his previous main goal, and that's winning the World Heavyweight Championship. So it looks like we can expect CM Punk to come after Gunther and the world title sometime in the near future. Will Adam Pearce grant CM Punk that title match? Will CM Punk have to earn it somehow? Those are important questions to ask. CM Punk hasn't had a Monday Night Raw match of any kind since 2014. So if Adam Pearce puts him in a Raw match to earn the world title match, that'll be a big match and his first Raw match in well over a decade. So hopefully Raw will give us some more concrete answers for what's next for CM Punk. But he's claiming it's the world title. Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes not only had an amazing match, but also told an incredible story inside the match. Kevin brought up on the Smackdown before Bash in Berlin that the word on the street was that Cody was dealing with a knee injury from recent live events. Cody declined any injury to his knee, but that was a main storyline of this match and was something commentators highlighted the second Cody walked out there. They even pointed out how Cody didn't properly go down on his knee during his entrance, causing more suspicions that the knee was hurt after all. And as the match went on, there was a point where Cody couldn't climb the ropes anymore and collapsed on his knee. And that's when we saw plenty of internal struggle for Kevin Owens. Kevin was definitely considering taking out Cody's knee from behind, but he struggled with himself and ultimately decided not to do it and not to play dirty. Instead of attacking the injured knee, Kevin sent the referee to check on Cody. Kevin eventually rolled out of the ring to check on Cody, and Cody pushed him away and insisted that he was fine. In a moment of frustration, Kevin took a cheap shot at the injured knee of Cody. He had Cody ready to take that devastating powerbomb on the ring apron, but once again, Kevin couldn't find it in himself to pull the trigger and hit Cody with a ring apron powerbomb, so he just pushed Cody away instead. And the story of this match would later turn out to be that due to Kevin Owens not finding it in himself to pull the trigger on those big moves, he ended up losing the match. The way the events of the match played out is obviously meant to make you wonder how things could have gone if Kevin did pull the trigger on those bigger moves. Maybe Kevin is standing right now as the WWE Champion if he found it in himself to hit a close friend with those moves. Lots of fans are expecting a post-match attack from Kevin Owens, but that didn't happen. Instead, they just raised each other's hands and walked out together. Cody later said at the press conference that he rarely walks out of the arena with an opponent's arm over his shoulder, but that's just how close of a friend Kevin is to him. Commentators did hint at the idea that this feud between Kevin and Cody isn't over, because Kevin still had a certain look in his eyes. And it does seem like there's more story to tell there between those two. Kevin Owens did not really compete in his fullest capabilities, because obviously he was holding back and hesitating on so many moves that potentially could have won him the match. So what if Cody insists on another match in which Kevin Owens doesn't hold back at all? That could create an interesting narrative with a rematch, and may push Kevin Owens even closer to the heel side of his inner thoughts as well. So there could still be lots of twists and turns coming along the way there. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.